rifle shot from.
Two wide receivers split to each side. Snap back to Dubray, looking into the end zone. And the intended receiver, Chandler Stinson, will have pass interference on Garrett W. Kahn as he just went right over the top of Chandler Stinson to try and get to that ball. And pass interference will be the call on Gering.
Easiest pass interference call that both those officials will have all season. Stinson kind of ran a flag route, started inside slot, about a 10-15 yard flag route, was right around the goal line and got his head snapped around to look for the football, and Kahn just ran right through the receiver.
Be the fifth play of the drive that started at their own 6-yard line. 1:01 left. Alliance first down and 10 from the 10. Pistol set as Folkert resets. Handoff Jace Bauer right up the middle of the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown Alliance. Bauer his third touchdown of the night. Alliance 27-0 with the point after to come.
14 carries, 87 yards, and now 3 touchdowns for Bauer, who came in with 1 rushing attempt for 25 yards on the season. And I'd say they found an able replacement for Kyson Harris.
Creighton Sizon to attempt the point after to make it 28-0. And that kick splits the uprights, and it's good. 56 seconds left first half. Alliance 28, Gering nothing on the Wesco scoreboard. $28-0 Alliance, and Gering getting ready to receive. 56 seconds left first half. Here's Creighton Sizes kick, end over end kick. This will be taken by Radzimski at the 15. Gives the handoff to Riley Shaneman at the 20, 25, 30, 35 near sideline 40. Shaneman 45 and knocked out of bounds as he gets it into Alliance territory to the 49-yard line, and a late flag comes out. And we'll see what this penalty's all about. But it came in after Shaneman had been pushed out of bounds. Unsportsmanlike conduct, the call on Alliance. So add some extra yardage on to the nice return, kickoff return by Riley Shaneman.
And the only player near where that flag was thrown from Alliance is number 26, and that name isn't listed on their roster. But it had to have been on 26, and I think he went for a quick explanation from the official, and he really didn't seem to bat an eye or throw much of a fuss about it. So probably a pretty good call at that point. And if you have any shot to get back in it, boy, something here towards the end of the half would be huge.
Gering's had good starting field position on many of their drives here in the first half, and now they've got it 1st and 10 at the Alliance 34-yard line as they move from left to right. Snap back to Anthony Walker, looking, going long, and in and out of the hands of Colton Evers inside the 5-yard line. Coverage back there that time by Stark. An incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. That last drive by Alliance. 5 plays, 94 yards.
Walker now has thrown it 16 times. He's 6 for 65 in the air.
Second down and 10. Gering will go 3 wide receivers to the left side. Snap back to Walker, one-step drop, finds Ebers in the flat at the 35 to the 20. And Ebers pushed out of bounds as he got it inside the 20. And the gain down to the Alliance 18-yard line, 16 yards on that reception by Colton Ebers, and a first down for Gering. 35 seconds left, 28-0. Alliance leads Gering. Gering will go 3 wide receivers, right, 1 left. That's Colton Ebers to the left. Snap back to Walker, one-step drop pass, tipped in the air. That's intercepted by Stinson. And then Stinson brought to the ground by Radzimski. And Colton Ebers is helped out of there before he gets flagged for an unsportsmanlike conduct. But a pass that went off the hands of the intended receiver, and another turnover for Gering. And Alliance has it with 29 seconds left.
Yeah, fumble early in the game and a couple of interceptions. 3 turnovers on the night. That makes it 8 in the last 6 quarters of play for Gering.
Ball set down at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, and Alliance will be content just to take a knee and let this first half clock run out as they lead it 28-0. Stay with us at halftime. We'll update some scores from around the area and give you the first half numbers in this one, and it's been all Alliance here in this first half. As we count it down, 3 seconds left, and that will do it here for the first half from Memorial Stadium in Gering. At halftime, it's Alliance 28, Gering nothing on the Wesco scoreboard.
Let's go.
Last school year, 17 students were honored as the Platte Valley Company's Star Student of the Week. Kids from Scottsbluff, Gering, Bridgeport, Bayard, Mitchell, and Banner County received winning nominations, and with a new school year underway, it's once again time for the public to nominate deserving K-12 students to be the next Star Student of the Week. How do you get your nomination in? Just go to pvbank.com, fill out the nomination form, and watch kneb.tv News every Friday during the school year to see if your star student was selected.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
And welcome back to Gering Memorial Stadium. 28-0, Alliance leading Gering here at halftime. 3 turnovers by Gering. 2 of those have led to Alliance scores. As in the first quarter, Gering threw an interception, Anthony Walker with the interception, and then Alliance with a 6-play 80-yard drive. Check that. Let's back up a little bit. Alliance got on the board first. 7:35 left in the first quarter. Eric Folkert with a 2-yard touchdown run. The point after touchdown was good. Then on Gering's next offensive possession, Anthony Walker with the interception. And Alliance with a 6-play, 80-yard drive. 1:04 left in the first quarter. Jace Bauer, his first touchdown of the night from 9 yards out. The point after touchdown was good to make it 14-0 Alliance. Alliance into the second quarter goes on a 71-yard, 8-play drive. 7:46 left in the first half. And Jace Bauer once again with a touchdown run. Point after touchdown was good. 21-0 Alliance. Gering unable to move the ball. They give it back to Alliance with 2 minutes 16 seconds left in the first half. Deep in their own territory, Alliance starts at their own 6-yard line, but it only takes them 5 plays. They go 94 yards. And Jace Bauer with his third touchdown of the night, a 10-yard run. The point after touchdown was good, and that made it 28-0, and that is your score here at halftime. We'll come back with more at halftime from Gering's Memorial Stadium. Your score, Alliance 28.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Buyers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbuyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Buyers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
95% of American corn farms are family-owned.
Farmers grow 70% more corn per ounce of fertilizer than just 35 years ago.
The energy to grow a bushel of corn has dropped by 37% over the past 30 years.
Farmers have cut soil erosion by 44% through new tillage methods.
This is sustaining innovation, and it's how Nebraska corn farmers are growing more with less. On the web at nebraskacorn.org.
Bye, Mom.
Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Why wait? With the affordable John Deere 3E Series tractor, you can clear the chore list in no time. Go from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Bring a 3E home today for just $139 per month. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
And back in Gering, we're at halftime. Alliance leading Gering 28-0. And alongside Chris Cottrell, I'm Jeff Kelly. This is the Logos broadcast booth. Stop into Logos and the guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. There's no job too big or too small for Logos in downtown Gering. Chris has some halftime numbers for us.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these unofficial halftime stats. We'll start with Alliance. Jeff, they've run the football a combined 25 times for 160 yards on the night. That breaks down with Jace Bauer, 14 attempts, 87 yards, and the 3 scoring runs, 3 touchdowns tonight for Bauer. And remember, he came in with 1 carry on the season. He's replacing Kyson Harris in the backfield, and Bauer's looked the part tonight.
He has done a good job.
From what we've seen, Eric Folkert has 7 rushes for 38 yards and a touchdown from his fullback spot. He hits the hole hard anytime he's packing the mail. 2 carries, 4 yards for Trevor Dubray. Chandler Stinson, one of their wide receivers, on a little fly sweep action, had a 29-yard run, his only attempt, and Keegan Grant, 1 carry for no yards. Again, unofficially 25 for 160 on the ground, and all 4 touchdowns for Alliance via the ground game. Trevor Dubray, 4 for 8 passing. He came in with just a little over 850 yards passing on the year, 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. They've kept it pretty ground-oriented tonight, but 4 for 8. He has thrown for 133, and his big play target, Mason Heemstra, 3 of those 4 catches for 109 yards. Stinson the other for 24, and Heemstra, boy, it looks like even from up here, it looks like he's got really big hands, and he's been able to snatch some balls out of the air. And that long 54-yard play on that 94-yard drive, what'd you say, 6 plays?
6 plays.
6.
What I have, yeah, 5 plays.
5 plays, 94 yards, and that was the big gainer in the mix there, that 54-yard strike over the middle on the slant route. So Alliance really doing a number right now, a total of 299 yards of total offense here at halftime. We'll flip the page and get to the Gering side of things. The running game has been null and void, less than that, really. 10 attempts for a negative 9-yard total right now. Team rushing for Gering. Garrett Kahn, 6 attempts for minus 10. Brendan Williams, 1 for negative 1. Anthony Walker, 2, minus 1. Riley Shaneman, 1 for 3. That's 10 rushing attempts as a team for minus 9 yards. They have thrown it around quite a bit tonight. Anthony Walker, 6 of 17 for 82 yards. Pair of interceptions included. I've got Colton Evers for 4 catches for 54 yards to lead the way for Gering tonight. In the receiving game, Rodzinski 2 for 25 and Ganos 1 for 3. So right now, it is all Alliance on the scoreboard and on the stat sheet, Jeff. I've got Gering for a total of 4 first downs and Alliance at 12 right now through 2 quarters of play.
It has been all Alliance in the first half, and here at halftime, Alliance leading Gering 28-0 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Bye, Mom.
Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Why wait? With the affordable John Deere 3E Series tractor, you can clear the chore list in no time. Go from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Bring a 3E home today for just $139 per month. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
And welcome back to Gering's Memorial Stadium from the Logos broadcast booth. I'm Jeff Kelly alongside Chris Cottrell. And it's been all Alliance, as we said, in the first half, and the numbers really reflect that. But I think the more important thing is that the turnovers continue to happen to Gering. Is for about the first 5 games, we didn't see that many. They had 4 last week against Lexington, and now it's cropped up again on the fumble and some interceptions.
Yeah, and that first one was a real killer. It wasn't even a passing play, just a simple protect the football in the run game, and Kahn coughed it up, and that gave great field position to Alliance. And really, from that point on, they've really just been on top of their game offensively, built a lot of confidence, and I know we mentioned this, they've come out and really made it a point to run the football tonight. Coach Seabaum told me earlier this week, it doesn't matter who I'm going to have at tailback, we're going to come out and find a way to run the football, and he's been true to his word. They've done exactly that.
And on the defensive side, the Alliance defense has really bottled up Garrett W. Kahn in the first half.
Yeah, and the 10 carries, or what is he at? 6 for -10. Similar to what we saw a few weeks ago over at Scotts Bluff. It seemed like pretty early on Coach Hyatt thought we just don't have much happening here in the running game. We were seeing linebackers shooting gaps and getting some penetration defensively for Alliance, and for the most part, they've kind of just scrapped the running game now at this point. And Anthony Walker's on pace to throw the football around 35 times tonight. And that probably is not a recipe for success for this Gering team this season. Although the talent and the pieces offensively are at some of those spots, wide receiver, quarterback. And I know last week Kahn had a couple of big plays in the passing game. We haven't seen him get involved on the perimeter or downfield in the passing game so far tonight. But when you're down 28-0 at halftime, I just don't know where you start. Alliance will get the football, I believe, to start the game, start the second half. So it's got to start somewhere defensively, and you got to find a way to get a stop. The player so far tonight, or the position that's played the best, has been Anthony Walker punting the football. His last 3, and I know that's been a recurring theme for you over the last couple of years in trying to find bright spots every Friday night. And when it continues to be the punter, that's bad news.
Yeah. Let's update some scores from around the area real quick. Is some other action. Scotts Bluff on the road tonight in Lexington.
Yeah, they pick up a 34-7 win. Obviously, we're here, haven't seen much on that, but that score feels like a really workmanlike, keep the football on the ground, and let's get on out of here, get on the bus, get home as healthy as we possibly can with a record of 7-0, and that's exactly what the Bearcats did tonight. Now 7-0, they'll play at Alliance next week before what should be an absolute mega tilt to close out the season. Week 9 at Bearcat Stadium against still undefeated McCook. Mitchell on the road came into tonight at 4-2. And it looks like they're going to drop to 4-3, getting beat by 20 at North Platte St. Pat's. All Hemmingford up on Barrett at home. Homecoming at Bobcat Field. Jordan Haas with the Cats lighting up the Tigers tonight, 42-0. Across the state line, Torrington trying to stay unbeaten, 5-0 coming into play tonight. Number 1 in Class 3A, up 37-0 at home on Riverton. Hay Springs handed Minutair their first loss of the year last week, a shutout, and they're taking it to Crawford tonight at Hay Springs. It's 37-6. Another Wyoming score. Guernsey Sunrise leads Midwest 47-6. You've got Pine Bluffs trying to bounce back from their first loss since 2016 last week, as they were beaten, and they lead at half tonight against Burns by the score of 20-7. Two teams off losses from a week ago. Sydney got hammered 53-3 at Bearcat Stadium. Ogallala got beat by Shadron, and so far it's Sydney on the road at Ogallala up 27 to just updated 27-18 is the score. Upton Sundance leads Southeast 19-0, a Wyoming score. Minutair, how about that? A second quarter score, 54-38. Wow. So I think the over's hitting on that one tonight. Kimball leads big at Morrill 46-6. We mentioned the Scotts Bluff game as a final. An absolute defensive slugfest as Chase County wins at home over Shadron 12-8. We told you about that scoreless game through regulation between Gordon Rushville and Hershey. It is 6-0 a final as Gordon Rushville wins it in overtime. Bridgeport, an afternoon game. They beat Southern Valley about 30 minutes away at Bridgeport, 35-6. Maxwell this afternoon beat the Layton Banner County Co-op 56-6, and Hyannis all over Cody Kilgore 53-12. We had B6 district softball out here the last 2 days, Jeff, and without fail, district softball rolls around and you get cold, you get cloudy, and of course you're going to get a little bit of rain. Yesterday, a marathon day. North Platte comes through unbeaten. They win the district championship. Game effort from Gering, though, as they made it to the championship game, and that was their only loss of the tournament. Well, they lost twice to North Platte, once today and early, and then once in the championship game. So Gering finishes as the runner-up in the district softball tournament. Western Conference volleyball tournament will be tomorrow at Alliance. Alliance, the favorite there, ranked 7th in Class B, won at Sydney last night, and they'll host the Western Conference volleyball tournament tomorrow. GNAC cross country was today as well. I believe that was in North Platte. And so, as always, busy this time of year. Hard to believe we're all ready to postseason with a couple of these sports and already week 7 of the high school football season.
It's really gone fast. And, of course, Gering will be on the road next week in McCook. So another tough battle for Gering next week. And, as you said, Scottsbluff will travel to Alliance to take on these Alliance Bulldogs, who lead here at halftime 28-0, and they will get the ball to start the second half. I think it's very important right here for the Gering defense either force a 3 and out, but I think if Alliance is able to take the ball down and score, that it may be able to start to snowball as it has in weeks past for Gering.
And you've seen a lot of it the last couple of years, and at some point somebody just, and I'm talking players,
right.
At some point this has to come from the kids. This is we're on our third coach now, from Jimmy Rhodes to Todd Eckert and now Josh Hyatt, and everybody has a plan when they take over, and it's just 2 wins is all Gering has since September 27th of 2013. Those numbers are pretty hard to fathom when you actually vocalize it and say it out loud every once in a while.
Anthony Walker will kick it away as Mason Heemster is deep for Alliance, as we're getting ready for second half football here from Memorial Stadium in Gering, Nebraska. And a low driving kick. This will hit at the 15 and go out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So the penalty will bring the ball out as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So put it down at the 35-yard line. Legal procedure also called on Gering, so that makes matters worse. And Alliance will take over at their own 35-yard line. They will move left to right here in this third quarter. Snap back, the handoff, Jace Bauer around the left side, and Bauer first down yardage as he gets it across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And a first down for Alliance.
Bauer now with 98 yards rushing on the night, and with where we're at score-wise right now into the second half, Bauer's going to have a shot at a huge night.
Brady Radzimski coming off the field holding his right arm. But a 1st and 10 for Alliance at their own 46-yard line. The give to Bauer. And Bauer maybe a yard, maybe 2. Put it down at the 47-yard line.
You mentioned Radzimski coming off before that last snap. Also coming off was Garrett M. Kahn, or Garrett W. Kahn, excuse me. So a couple of the more athletic players both leaving the field at the same time for Gering.
2nd down and 8 for Alliance. 2 wide receivers split to each side. Motion now by Stinson. They fake it to him and give it off to Folkert, the fullback, and he bangs it across the midfield stripe into Gering territory at the 48-yard line. Colton Ebers along with Quentin Janacek combining on the tackle, with the ball put down at the 49-yard line. And a big third down right here for this Gering defense. 3rd down and 4. 10:08 left third quarter, 28-0 Alliance.
Probably 4-down territory right now for Alliance, even with the 4-score lead. You're in plus territory field-wise.
Heemster splits out to the right side. Shotgun snap, play action by Dubray. Looking long for Heemster down the near sideline. He makes the catch at the 20 and then drops the ball. It was knocked away. He gets back on it at the 5-yard line. And that's where they will mark it down as Heemstra made the catch and then fumbled the ball but got back on it. And a big gain for Alliance all the way down to the 5-yard line. Call it 43 yards on that pitch and catch.
Nice adjustment to the football by Heemstra, looking over one shoulder, then went to the opposite side. That's the second time tonight we've seen one from each team drop the football after a long catch.
Pistol set for Alliance. 2 wide receivers left. The give to Jace Bauer right up the middle, puts his head down. He'll be knocked down short of the goal line. As Zach Wilson, first man to hit him, the gain to the Gering 3-yard line.
Yeah, I've got Heemstra now for 4 catches, 143 yards, and boy, he looks like he is a solid receiver, and been impressed with his hands and catching the football away from his body with his hands.
2nd down and goal for Alliance. Shotgun snap. They give it off to Eric Folkert, the fullback, and Folkert into the end zone. Touchdown, Alliance. And the Alliance fullback, Eric Folkert, with a 3-yard run, and that makes it 34-0 Alliance with the point after to come.
All 5 touchdowns on the ground. Bauer with 3, now Folkert with 2. And that duo is rushed for over 150 yards combined. Bauer up over 100.
Creighton Siza to boot it through for the 35th Alliance point. As the snap is down, and Siza has been perfect on the night on point afters. 8:40 left third quarter, 35-0. Alliance leads Gering on the West Coast scoreboard.
Bye, Mom.
Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Why wait? With the affordable John Deere 3E Series tractor, you can clear the chore list in no time. Go from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Bring a 3E home today for just $139 per month. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Have a ball.
Alliance scores on a 4-play, 65-yard drive, and the final 2 yards.
Have a ball this fall.
35-0. And the ensuing kickoff by Alliance, taken by Colton Ebers, who's tripped up short of the 20-yard line as Ebers back there to take the kickoff. Brady Radzimski usually back there still on the Gering sidelines holding that right arm.
Nice tackle by Corbin Stark. That was really just a one-on-one play in the open field against an athletic kid by Ebers. He went low, but did keep his head up and got that right arm around and undercut Ebers around the knees. Good tackle by Stark.
1st and 10 for Gering at their own 17-yard line as they move right to left here in this third quarter. Backs on either side. The snap back And the give right up the middle, that's Logan Murdoch, 40, 45, midfield, 40. He'll be caught from behind, fumble the ball, and it'll be recovered by Alliance. Reese Jensen recovered that fumble by Logan Murdoch, who had broken free right down the middle of the field. And at about the Alliance 30-yard line, the ball's knocked free. And the big run by Murdoch goes for naught. And a turnover by Gering.
So they get their longest play of the night, Jeff, and you could see Mason Heemstra running down Murdoch, the ball carrier, and you just knew he was going to try and tomahawk that ball out with his right arm. Came down over the top, knocked it out. Crucial mistake for Gering and Logan Murdoch.
1st and 10 for Alliance from their own 25-yard line. Jace Bauer on the give, big hole up the middle, 40. And spun down at the 45-yard line by Garrett W. Kahn. But a pickup of 20 yards and a first down for Jace Bauer.
Career night continues for Bauer, 18 rushes for 124. And again, we've said this a couple of times. He came into this one with just one carry on the night, according to their official stats on Max Preps this week.
And I think when I looked on Max Preps, he had no touchdown, so he's increased that. And we've got, I think we have a sideline warning called on Gering.
So I think there was just a fan down along the sidelines, and Eldon Hubbard has ushered him off to the near side. That was the official. Somebody said something that they shouldn't have.
Unsportsmanlike sideline warning called on Gering. But a first down and 10 for Alliance. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 right. Pistol formation, play action. They throw it in the flat to Reese Jensen across the 50, and then Jensen pushed out of bounds short of the Gering 45-yard line as he's brought down to about the 47. Picks up 8 yards there, and will bring up a 2nd down and 2. 35-0, Alliance leading Gering. We've got a running clock here in the 3rd quarter.
5-9 right now in the passing game for Dubray for 176.
2nd down and 2. Alliance left to right. Give to Jace Bauer, cuts it over the left side, near sideline. He's pushed out of bounds as Colton Evers comes up and ushers him out of bounds. And we've got a late flag. I think we had some extracurricular activity. Mason Heemstra, I think, got tied up with Justin Scott along the far sideline.
I saw a lot of trash talking even the other night at volleyball when these two got together. Some of the Alliance kids walked in along the stage area. You could tell even then that, let's just say, relations weren't great, a little bit chippy, and this goes against
Gering. Personal foul is the call. And we saw this crop up a couple of weeks ago in the Lexington, or last week I should say, in the Lexington game. We also saw it crop up against Hastings.
When you're getting the football shoved down your throat and there's nothing you can do about it, you've just got to be able to make the right choice and go back to the huddle and not get caught up in this type stuff.
Mark it down at the 25 and a 1st down and 10. Dubray looking long for Stinson. Stinson makes the catch. Touchdown, Alliance.
Really trying to put a big number on him right now. 25-yard strike.
Dubray to Stinson. And that increases it to 41-0. And a nice pass by Dubray as he hit Stinson in stride, and some good coverage there by Garrett W. Kahn. But that pass was thrown where only Stinson could haul it in, and he did for a 25-yard touchdown catch. Siza and a little movement on the Gering side a little bit early that time on the point after. So Siza will try it again. But Alliance has just gotten it done on the ground tonight. Jace Bauer, Eric Folkert. Haven't seen a lot out of Trevor Dubray on the ground, but a beautiful pass on that last touchdown.
Yeah, he's now up over 200 yards at 201. That was his first scoring pass.
Last week, Alliance only 103 yards in total offense. Last week against McCook, only 47 yards, or 56 yards in the air last week for Alliance. Siza, perfect on his extra points tonight as he puts that one through. 4:59 left third quarter. Alliance 42. Gering.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
And welcome back to Gering's Memorial Stadium, 42-0 Alliance as the ensuing kickoff, a high kick, and that's taken by Brady Radzimski, who's back into the contest. And Brady all the way out to the 38-yard line. And a good return. We just saw Brady on the sidelines not a couple of minutes ago. But on the kickoff return, Gering gets it out to the 38-yard line. 4:32 left in the third quarter.
Chance maybe for Gering to get something going offensively. I see some of the offensive starters leaving the field here at the last moment right before the start of this drive. We'll see if that opens up some seams.
1st and 10 for Gering. Backs on either side of Walker out of the gun. Handoff right up the middle. Garrett W. Kahn breaks free into Alliance territory across the 40. And a big first down run for Garrett W. Kahn, who continues to run hard. So he takes it to the 39-yard line of Alliance and picks up 22 yards.
Had negative 10 yards rushing before that play. Rips off 22-23 on that carry.
1st and 10, Gering. They give one more time to Garrett. Garrett will break one tackle and be brought down short of the 35-yard line.
Folkert, the linebacker, on the stop that time for Alliance. Playing well on both sides of the football tonight.
And we saw this late in the game last week. Garrett with 60 yards on the ground and just seemed to carry most of the load for Gering on the rushing side last week. 3 wide receivers right. They throw it in the flat, find Brady Radzimski, 35. Brady across the 30, and then he'll be pushed back by a whole host of Alliance tacklers. Jake Ackerman leading the pack that time for the Alliance Bulldogs. And the gain across the 30 to the 29. He picks up 6 yards to bring up a 3rd down and 1. 2:36 left. Running clock here in the second half. 42-0. Alliance leading it, and now officials timeout. Now they'll bring the chains on to measure to see if this will be a Gering first down.
Yeah, at first glance, it really looked like he had enough.
And it is. It is a first down, Gering. So Gering with a first down at the Alliance 29-yard line.
unofficially, Jeff, just their 6th first down offensively so far tonight.
1st and 10 for Gering. 2:22 left in the third quarter. Shotgun snap back to Walker, throws in a flat to Ebers, makes one move at the 30 and makes his way down to the Alliance 25-yard line. Once again, Ackerman there on the tackle along with Braden Wilson. The gain will be down to the 24-yard line. And a 2nd down and 5 for Gering. The diamond formation for Gering in the backfield. Snap back, handoff to Garrett W. Kahn, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down. Right there to bring him down, Jaden Bauer. Talked about Jace all night. Jaden Bauer. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 5, minute 22. Running clock here in the third quarter, 42-0 Alliance. Gering in the home blue uniforms tonight. Alliance in the road whites with the gray pants and the gray helmets. Ebers and Schaineman split out to the right, one wide receiver left. Motion now by Schaineman. They'll toss it to him around the left side, and Schaineman will be wrapped up and thrown out of bounds. Roman Garza making the tackle. And give him a gain down to about the 22-yard line. Picks up a couple of yards, but a 4th down and 2 here with 35 seconds and the clock running here. Gering's going to try to get off one more play on a 4th down. Shotgun snap back to Walker. Handoff right up the middle. Garrett W. Kahn, and Garrett across the 20. And it looks like it should be enough for 1st down yardage as they set it down at the 18-yard line. That'll be enough for a Gering 1st down, and that play will end the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's Alliance 42.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Back for the fourth quarter from Gering's Memorial Stadium alongside Chris Cottrell. I'm Jeff Kelly from the Logos broadcast booth. Gering will have it. 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Diamond formation, shotgun snap as they give it off to Logan Murdoch. Logan around the left side. Murdoch will get it across the 15 down to about the 12-yard line. And a tough run by Logan Murdoch, who made his way back to this team about 3 weeks ago.
2 carries, 52 yards. The problem is on his first carry, that 47-yard run, he fumbled towards the end of the run.
Pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5. Gering left to right. Backs on either side of Walker. Shotgun snap with the give to Kahn around the right side to the 10, to the 5. Garrett Kahn, touchdown Gering. Garrett Kahn gets Gering on the board with a 12-yard touchdown run. And for Garrett Kahn, I've got it as only his second touchdown on the season rushing. But he gets it from 12 yards out to make it 42-6. And Anthony Walker will handle the point after duties for Gering as Destiny Mueller out with an injury. And the snap down and the kick is up and good. 11:24 left in the contest. Alliance 42, Gering 7 on the Wesco scoreboard.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Back in Gering, the Bulldogs get on the board on a 8-play, 62-yard drive as Garrett W. Kahn takes it over from 12 yards out. Anthony Walker adds the point after touchdown. So Walker will kick off. And deep is Corbin Stark. Stark to the 20. And it'll be ripped down at about the 22-yard line. And that's where Alliance will take over with 11 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. Alliance leading Gering 42-7.
Radzimski down on the special teams tackle. Went low, wrapped up, nice play by Brady Radzimski.
Mark it down at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for Alliance. And we have some second-team players in the game. Pick those up for you here. And at quarterback is Carson Clark.
I believe that was Keegan Grant on the carry there, Jim.
The gain to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 8, a pickup of 2. Alliance in the road white uniforms tonight. Connor Fairder will split out to the left side. The snap, give to the first man through, Keegan Grant, and Keegan across the 30-yard line. Down to the 35-yard line goes Keegan Grant. Picks up 12 yards and a 1st down and 10 for Alliance.
Nice little jump cut early in that run. Shows a nice skill level, nice stable of backs Coach Seabaum has working this year for Alliance. Kyson Harris, the normal starter, came in with 469 yards on the season. He's not in action, and Alliance has not missed a beat.
1st down and 10 out of the gun. Give it to the second back through, Clark. Or check that, Keegan Grant with the carry. And he's wrapped up.
Logan Murdoch on the stop for Gering defensively.
No gain, and a 2nd down and 10, 42-7. Alliance on top. We've got a running clock here. 8:45 left in the game.
Jeremiah Contreras is in at a right corner spot. Tammy Ganos on the other side. We see some changes in the secondary right now.
Snap back. They throw it into the flat. Finds a receiver there. Wrapped up and brought down is Roman Garza. Radzimski back there on the tackle along with Garrett W. Kahn. Gain across the 35 to the 37. And a 3rd down and 8 right here for Alliance. Three wide receivers split to the left. The snap, the handoff to Grant. And Grant across the 40-yard line up to the 44 and very close to first down yardage. Pick up about 7 yards, and now officials will measure one more time. Just putting the eyeball on it, could be very close on the first down carry by Keegan Grant. Bring the chains in from the far sideline. They will stretch them out, and less than a yard, about a half a yard for Alliance. Call it the 44.5-yard line, and brings up a 4th down and less than a yard for Alliance. 7:31 left in the game, 42-7. Alliance, stay with us. We'll have the Runs a post-game show. 4th down and less than a yard. Shotgun snap. Give to Grant. He's tripped up short of the first down. Adric Kahn trips him up. See where they mark it. And they will call it an Alliance first down, but a nice play there by Adric Kahn to slice through there and trip up Grant. But he had just enough for a first down as they set it down at the Alliance 45-yard line. 6:55 left in the game, 42-7. Alliance leading Gering. Mostly second-team players in on both sides of the ball. Brady Ellis splits out to the left side. Shotgun snap and the give to the second man through. That's Logan Leastritz. And Leastritz stacked up, no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for Alliance. Alliance moving from right to left here in this third quarter.
Minotera and Arthur County up to 124 combined points, 74-50 into 3. South Platte's put an 84 burger on Potter Dix tonight.
The handoff right up the middle in yardage, close to the midfield stripe, and late flags come out.
3 or 4 flags are on the field. The Alliance sideline clapping.
Leastritz, the ball carrier. Personal foul. And that's an ejection.
So we've seen a personal foul ejection. A personal foul. Looks like Tommy Ganos is the one getting talked to right now by head coach Josh Hyatt.
I think it is. I think I saw the official hold up 4 fingers, and Tommy is going to leave the field. 5:49 left in the contest, 42-7.
And we also
Alliance.
We also saw Eldon Hubbard basically eject a fan down along the sideline as well, who was kind of talked to by the official as they gave a sideline warning earlier.
So the penalty puts it down at the Gering 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for Alliance. 2 wide receivers to the right, to the left, 1 right. Shotgun snap, handoff to the back who fumbles the ball. Waylon Cash, the ball carrier, and the fumble recovered by Gering.
Fumbled and recovered by the Gering Bulldogs.
So Gering will get a turnover on Alliance. I think that's their first turnover of the night. So Gering will take over with 5:17 left in the game. And the ball will be put down at the 33-yard line. First down and 10 for Gering. As they come to the line of scrimmage, we've got a timeout taken. So a timeout on the field. 4:54 left in the game, 42-7. Alliance on top.
Both these head coaches, the first message they probably need to deliver in their respective huddles right here is keep the poise. We got games to play next week, and we just got to do a better job, especially on the Gering side, of keeping your composure and not committing those silly 15-yarders. And I get it. It's tough. It's hard when you're getting manhandled and beaten bad on the scoreboard week after week, but coaches just won't put up with it long term.
First and 10, Gering from their own 33-yard line. Motion, give it off to Shaneman coming around the right side. Riley to the 40, 45, and pushed out of bounds as he gets it close to the midfield stripe. And ushering him out of bounds, Braden Palmer. And the Gering fans thinking maybe a little bit too far out of bounds, but the gain by Shaneman to the 49-yard line picks up 16 yards and gives Gering a first down and 10. 4:20 left in the game, 42-7. Gering on top. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 right. Snap back, handoff Garrett Kahn. Garrett's going to go around the left side, gets a block into Lions territory. 45 cuts in and down to the 43-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Ackerman and Wilson for Alliance. Will be just a little bit short as they mark it down at the 42-yard line. Picks up 9 and a second down and 1. As Logan Murdoch taking some time to tie his shoe. Now he'll split out to the left side. Gering left to right. Now we got another Contreras, or check that. Riley or Colton Evers getting his shoe tied. So second down and 1 for Gering. Snap back to Anthony Walker, finds Shaneman at 35, 30, 25, 20 near sideline, 10, 5, touchdown Gering. Anthony Walker to Riley Shaneman, 43 yards and the score. And Gering makes it 42-13 with 3:08 left in the game.
We'd seen Shaneman on some of those fly sweep, little just quick flips forward that go as passes in the stat column. And that time they got him a little further downfield. And what made that play was right after the catch, he made the first defender miss with a nice cut back to the middle and then got quickly back to the sideline and no one could catch him.
Anthony Walker adds the point after touchdown. 3:08 left in the game. Your score, Alliance 42, Gering 14.
Bye, Mom.
Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Why wait? With the affordable John Deere 3E Series tractor, you can clear the chore list in no time. Go from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Bring a 3E home today for just $139 per month. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
This is break 18 right now, right? Okay. A 43-yard touchdown pass from Anthony Walker to Riley Shaneman gives Gering their second score of the night as they trail Alliance 42-14. Gering with a 67-yard drive as the kickoff gets past the kickoff return man. He's got it at the 10. That's Ferreter. And Ferreter gets it across the 20 to the 22-yard line of Alliance, and that's where they will take over. First down and 10. 3:01 left in the game. Alliance moving from right to left as Brady Radzimski being helped off the field. Or is that Garrett W. Kahn? Let's double check on that. No, that is Brady Radzimski, who came off earlier in this half holding his left arm or his right arm, and had to get some assistance from Josh Hyde as he came to the sideline. First down and 10 for Alliance. And Keegan Grant will be brought down after a loss. Logan Murdoch on the tackle along with
I think Johnny Castor John Lopez
was on the tackle that time. And a loss back to the 20-yard line for Alliance. And they'll say no gain and make it second down and 10. Clark, the quarterback for Alliance. Two wide receivers right, one left. Alliance right to left. Snap back to Clark. Handoff. Second man through. And once again, that's Keegan Grant. Short gain on the play, maybe a yard. Now they say no gain now, and a third down and 10 for Alliance.
Third and 10.
Lance Isaacs into the contest for Gering, as Clark will go out of the shotgun with the pistol set. One wide receiver split to each side for Alliance. Clark gives it off to Keegan Grant, and Grant bangs it across the Alliance 25 down to the 26-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 and a fourth down and 5. We're
46.
a minute 15 left in the contest, 42-14. Alliance on top. On fourth down, Alliance will go for it. Two wide receivers left, one right. Snap back to Clark, and they're going to quick kick it away, and the ball goes up in the air. It was partially blocked. That's picked up by Gering, and a scrum at the 25-yard line, and Gering will have it anyway.
I think Clark just dropped the football out too far in front of his right foot, and when he stretched for it with his foot, he almost whiffed, made a tiny bit of contact, and that kind of was the end result.
Hunter Hayden fell on it for Gering, and Gering will have good field position as we count it down. We're underneath a minute, 41 seconds left in the game. Gering will have it at their own 24-yard line, first and 10. Coming on late, Schuler. Andrew Schuler coming on late for Gering. Gering will split out two wide receivers to the right. Backs on either side of Walker. Gets the shotgun snap, gives it off to Braden Williams, and Braden battling for yardage and gets it down to the 20-yard line. He'll pick up 4 yards. 28 seconds left in the contest. Gering maybe time for one more play. Try and make it 42-21. See if they go to the end zone on this play. Turner Ray splits out far to the right. Shotgun snap. They're going to give it to Garrett W. Kahn, and Garrett will bang it right in the middle and be pushed back to the 20-yard line. And that play will be the final one of this contest. Your final score, Alliance 42, Gering 14.
Why should you come out to Double L Country Store in Banner County? Because we serve locally raised beef, chicken, and bison, and our hamburger buns, cabbage burgers, and pies are homemade every day. Breakfast is served daily from 8 to 11, with all-you-can-eat pancakes on Saturday. Or join us Friday nights for Burger Fest. Choose from 6 specialty burgers or build your own. And for dessert, make sure you save room for one of our homemade milkshakes. We are worth the drive here at Double L Country Store on Highway 71, just 10 minutes south of the Wildcats.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience. Locate a dealer at biggreenegg.com.
When we transform Nebraska corn into ethanol, it doesn't disappear from the food supply. It just takes a little detour. Ethanol is made from the starch. The rest of the corn becomes livestock feed to create meat and dairy products, corn oil, sweetener, and other food ingredients, and maybe a little carbon dioxide to make your soft drinks fizzy. Homegrown ethanol helps satisfy America's hunger for energy and the world's appetite for feed and food. Nebraska's family corn farmers, sustaining innovation.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Back in Gering, as Gering goes to 0-7 on the year as they fall to Alliance 42-14 was your final score here tonight. Recap the scoring quickly. Alliance got on the board first with 7:35 left in the first quarter. Eric Folkert takes it over from 2 yards out. The point after touchdown was good. That made it 7-0 Alliance. But Alliance, after they intercepted a Gering pass, went 9 plays, or check that, 6 plays, 80 yards, as Jace Bauer, with 1:04 left in the first quarter, scores. PAT was good. 14-0 Alliance leads. Into the second quarter, with 7:46 left, Jace Bauer with his second touchdown of the night. Point after touchdown good. 21-0 Alliance at that point. Later in the second quarter, with 56 seconds left before the end of the first half, Bauer with his third touchdown of the night, a 10-yard run. Point after touchdown was good. That made it 28-0 Alliance at that point. We go into the third quarter. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter as Folkert with a touchdown run capped a 4-play, 65-yard drive. The point after touchdown was good, 35-0 Alliance. That was their opening drive after they took the second half kickoff. Alliance made it 42-0 with 4:59 left in the third quarter as Trevor Dubray hits Chandler Stinson from 25 yards out. The point after touchdown was good, 42-0 Alliance at that point. Gering got on the board in the fourth quarter with the 11:24 left in the contest. Garrett Kahn, a 12-yard touchdown run. Walker adds the point after, 42-7 Alliance. Mostly second teamers into the game, but with 3:08 left in the game, a 43-yard touchdown pass from Anthony Walker to Riley Shaneman, and the point after touchdown by Anthony Walker was good. That made it 42-14. That is your final score here tonight as Gering goes to 0-7 on the year. Alliance goes above the 500 mark at 4-3. And the post-game show, catered by Runza, continues after this on.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances. (42-14) your final score here from Gering's Memorial Stadium as Gering goes to 0-7 on the year. Alliance goes to 4-3. And it's time to look at the numbers, brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. And here with those final numbers is Chris Cottrell.
And I like to always give you this caveat, Jeff. Totally unofficial statistics here. And my partner normally on Friday nights, Mike Colley, I always give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure I'll be that kind to myself. We'll see what we've got right here. Big night for Alliance in all facets. Jace Bauer, we mentioned it, on the year coming in, one rushing attempt in place of an injured Kyson Harris tonight. He packs the mail 18 times, 124 yards and 3 touchdowns. Eric Folkert, their fullback, ran hard, 9 for 45 and a pair of scores tonight for Folkert, the junior. Trevor Dubray, the quarterback, 2 rushing attempts, 4 yards. Chandler Stinson had 1 for 29. Keegan Grant in the fourth quarter, mostly tonight, mop-up duty, had 9 for 24. Logan Leastritz, 1 for nothing. And Waylon Cash, 1 for 2, and he did fumble on that rushing attempt. All in all, unofficially, 41 rushing attempts tonight for Alliance, and they put it up over 220 yards at 228 for the night, and those 5 rushing touchdowns. Trevor Dubray, their quarterback, went 7 for 11 unofficially for 201 and a touchdown. 201 and a TD for the junior signal caller, Trevor Dubray. His top target, of course, Mason Heemstra with a big night. 4 for 143. Didn't find the end zone. The one receiver that did was Stinson, 2 catches for 49 yards and a 25-yard touchdown reception. Reese Jensen had 1 catch for 9 yards. So 201 passing and 228 rushing gets you to 429 yards of total offense tonight for Alliance. Let's get to the Gering side of things. A couple of big runs in the second half help out the overall rushing totals. At halftime, they had 10 for -9. 10 more attempts in the second half. They finished 20 for 98 on the night. Unofficially, Logan Murdoch had 2 for 52. Problem was that 47-yard rumble he had was a costly one at the end as he fumbled the football away. Garrett W. Kahn ran it 13 times for 42 yards, and he had a touchdown this evening. Williams 2 for 2. Mentioned Murdoch. Walker, the quarterback, 2 for -1. Riley Shaneman 1 for 3. And you get that 20 for 98. 2 fumbles and the 1 rushing touchdown. Anthony Walker threw it 22 times. I've got him for 11 completions for 155, a touchdown. He did throw 2 interceptions. Riley Shaneman on the touchdown grab, a 43-yard catch and run. Nice move, good sprinting speed down the right sideline and into the end zone for Riley Shaneman, the second touchdown tonight. 3 for 62 in the TD for Shaneman. Colton Evers led in catches with 5 for 58. Brady Rodzimski, I've got 3 for 31. And Tommy Ganos, who was ejected on a personal foul in the fourth quarter, finished with 1 grab for 3 yards on the night. So 155, you're looking at about 253 yards of total offense. So Alliance didn't double them up, but got pretty close, and that's kind of what you would expect when you've got a final score like this.
42-14, your final score here tonight from Gering. And we'll have more as the post-game show. It's catered by Runs and continues after this on 960 AM KNEB. Back in Gering, alongside Chris Cottrell, I'm Jeff Kelly. 42-14, your final score here tonight as Gering drops to 0-7 on the year. Alliance goes to 4-3. Well, now time for our Taco John's Player of the Game, and the Player of the Game brought to you by Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gering. Make Taco John's a game day tradition by unwrapping the original before or after every game. Kind of came to a consensus. I think Anthony Walker, our player of the game tonight, we've talked about his kicking all season, punting, and now he's had to add point afters and kickoffs as Destiny Mueller's been hurt and has just done a great job, but he got the job done tonight through the air too.
Yeah, 11 for 22 unofficially for 155. The touchdown, did throw 2 interceptions, but 2 for 2 on the PATs, and at one point 3 straight punts that were about an average on those 3 of close to 40 yards, and even more importantly, 2 of them were pinned Alliance inside their own 10-yard line to start with long fields. And I think even more so than some of the numbers, I would, when we get a chance to visit with Coach Hyatt, I'm guessing he'll agree with this, is that Anthony's one of those kids that's bought in and will do whatever's asked of him regardless of what the request is, whether it be offense, defense, special teams, and just buying into what Coach Hyatt is trying to get done. And I think the term buy-in, and we've heard in the state of Nebraska the phrase buy-in and culture and all in and those things. In a weird way, we're tired of hearing about all that with the Husker football program, but those same things are kind of key phrases and words right now with Gering High football, and Coach Hyatt's found one in Anthony Walker that's fully on board, and I think that's a great starting point for any type of player of the game, and some of the numbers come along with it tonight.
As Coach Hyatt making his way to us, so we will hand the mic to him real quick as He joins us on the Runs a Post Game show, and hard to know where to start. I mean, the turnovers reared their ugly head again tonight.
Yeah, we did a lot of things well. We did a lot of things intermittently. We just got to take care of the ball. When we get down closer to the goal line, we got to value that football and value that possession. We get down there and we're into the red zone, and first quarter we threw a pick on the 4 again. I think that's the 5th time we've done that. And that's just things we can't keep doing to keep ourselves in if we're going to be a successful football team. Defensively, too much forcing things, too much trying to do things on our own, too much trying to make our own plays happen instead of letting plays come to us within the system. And I told our guys afterwards that we got to commit to just doing things together instead of trying to be a bunch of individuals. And we thought we were past that. We thought we had that in the rearview mirror, and then it showed back up tonight.
What concerns you most about this Alliance team, their running or their passing on offense?
We knew they wanted to run the ball, and they had some kids that they could get deep with. That number 5, Heemstra, is a good athlete. We knew that about him. But coming in, our focus was, it always is, stop the run. I mean, if you can that's why we put 7 in the box all the time. That's why we play a 4-3 defense, so we can stop the run. But when you take yourselves out of plays by guessing, then it puts a lot of pressure on other people to try to do things too.
We went with Anthony Walker as the player of the game tonight. Yeah, the numbers. He punted well. He had a couple extra points. Always going to hang in there. He's a tough kid, but I think more so than any of the numbers right now, a player of the game for you is going to be a young guy that's fully bought in and is doing whatever's asked of him at all times. I think Anthony kind of typifies that for you.
Yeah, Anthony's a battle. He's a warrior. He just comes out and plays. We'd like him to take care of the ball a little bit, but again, like we talked about last week, some of that risk is the reward you get with him too, because he's able to thread the needle on some of them throws that sneak in there between linebackers, and we really like what he's been doing. We got a lot of young guys that we really like what they're doing. We're looking forward to the future with them and building them into football players and a football team as we go along. Unfortunately for our seniors here on senior night, we just haven't been able to reap any rewards of the work we've been putting in so far.
Obviously, it gets a little difficult down the stretch run of a season when you're struggling in the win and loss column and on the scoreboard on Friday nights, but some of the discipline things, I know they might have cropped up a little bit last week. You saw some of that same stuff tonight. How frustrating is that for you to have to deal with and watch as a head coach?
That's really frustrating because it seems to be a different person every now and again, and tonight it was somebody who we really don't see that out of, and they just keep the personal fouls. It comes with frustration, but you got to be able to keep your head. You got to be able to stay cool and understand that stuff's going to happen, and you got to walk away from it when it does. And the second man to do something always gets caught, and that's what happened with the penalty tonight, the one big unsportsmanlike.
They seem to be keying quite a bit on Garrett tonight on your rushing game. Really not able to get a lot out of Garrett tonight. A big run, though, tonight by Logan Murdoch, broke free and then gets the ball punched out from behind. Kind of another crazy type of thing that did not quite the same as last week, but once again, a big play by you is taken away.
Yeah, that's the story of our season. When we do something well and we do something right, we get a big play or a couple big plays, we find a way to hurt ourselves in it. I mean, that was a great run, a really good block up front, and 50-some yards later, he gets the ball punched out. Just like down here in the corner where we recover on the receiver made a great play, and we were right there with him and get it knocked out, and we're not able to fall on top of it. We have to start making those plays happen for us, and we're getting into the right spots to do it. We're just not finishing those plays off. That's the frustrating part.
I think big picture, even long term, past this year, some of these guys that are coming back in the passing game with Walker throwing it, Rodzimski, Shaneman had a nice catch and run, slipped the defender, showed some good speed. Ebers will be back. So you've got the nice little bit of a core for a solid passing game if you're thinking big picture long term.
Yeah, we like our youth. We like what we have that are younger guys. Unfortunately, the younger guys are the ones making most of the plays right now, and our seniors are doing the dirty work and putting in the grind, and they're not going to be able to see the rewards of what they're doing, but they are setting a great foundation, I think, for what we're trying to do later as far as the way we're practicing and the way we're working in practice. We love what we got with younger kids that are just playmakers and working their butts off and just putting themselves in position to have success later.
I know you come from a program prior to this at North Platte that had some struggles at the Class A level, playing difficult teams week in and week out. But now as a head coach going through this type of stuff, what are you learning about yourself, A, as just an individual, or B, as a coach, that you hope can turn you into a better head coach as you move forward?
For me, my biggest thing coaching-wise is just be the same person in a win or a loss all the time. We want to be consistent. It goes back to what I want our kids to do as well. Just get the little things right, take care of everything that's in front of us and we need to fix, and just continue to learn and put our kids in position to be successful. I've learned a lot as a play caller this season offensively. I've been a defensive guy my whole life. And throwing in, doing this offense this year, I've had fun doing it and learning it, but I'm starting to learn when to put our kids into different positions and how to get kids open. So that's helping us out. I think we're going forward and we're growing. I think I'm growing along with the kids and the team. I think success will follow as we keep building along.
That's all I've got, Coach. Another tough one, but you got another week to get ready for and 2 more games left this season, but it doesn't get any easier next week.
No, it doesn't get any easier, and McCook is this program that we're trying to emulate, do what they do, try to coach our kids up and get them at that point where they know what they're doing inside and out like McCook does. They have a great youth program down there, and we're touching our fingers and toes into that and trying to get some of that built up as well. So another program that's a measuring stick for us, and try to see where we're at and see what we look like against one of the best in the state.
All right. And we'll have it next week here on KNEB. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by again, and thanks for the time.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Coach Josh Hyatt joins us on the post-game show, and we'll be back with more as the post-game show catered by Runza continues after this on 960 AM KNEB.
Bye, Mom.
Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Why wait? With the affordable John Deere 3E Series tractor, you can clear the chore list in no time. Go from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Bring a 3E home today for just $139 per month. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignitynebraska.com.
Back in Gering for one final time here tonight. Gering loses to Alliance 42-14 to go to 0-7 on the year, and Alliance goes to 4-3 on the year. Alliance will host Scotts Bluff next week, and as you heard, Gering will travel to McCook to take on probably will be the number 1 team in Class B next week in McCook, and of course that's just the way Class B is, and now with the districts being realigned, they're a district opponent. But it's going to be another tough test, and I guess what are the takeaways from this one?
I think the takeaways are you're just not up to snuff with the competition you're having to play right now, and it's been that way for quite some time. Every time I've talked to Coach Hyatt, whether it be when he got to town this summer, throughout the course of the season, when I've handled a couple pregame interviews for you, I like what he's selling, to be quite honest. I think he's changed midstream to fit his personnel on the offensive side, now going to a more pass-heavy approach. Obviously, the scoreboard dictates that at times, but their personnel dictates that, and he's made a change on the fly with what he's doing on the offensive side of things. And I think it's just you got to continue to just believe in what you're being coached to do and do your assignment play by play. Just worry about that each individual play and do what you're supposed to do, and don't really, stray too far from it. As far as next week's concerned, it's hard to figure out what positives even thinking about coming into that game or getting out of it. You can get out of it. Mm-hmm. I guess the number one thing you want to do is stay healthy, getting out for a Shadron game that, if we're talking about winnable games, that next week is not one of those. Shadron the following week to close out the season. If you prepare right, you work hard, and you get a good plan in place, maybe so. But they've beaten teams like Sydney and Ogallala in the last 2 weeks before a loss tonight. So I know things are tough around here right now, and it's been that way for a while. But at the end of the day, you just got to do your assignment and keep it as pretty basic and simple as that, as far as each individual kid, not trying to worry about what the guy next to him's doing. If each guy's doing their job, maybe you're in position to make plays each and every play, series, quarters, halves, and games.
It just takes small steps of building on those things that you do right, and the message doesn't change. And I've asked Coach Hyatt, I think first couple of weeks I go, have you changed your message to this team? And he says, no, we know what we want to do, and that's what we're going to work on, and we're not going to change things in midstream. We've seen a change at quarterback to try and jumpstart the offense. We've seen a change there, but I'm sure that the message that Colton had when he was a quarterback is the same thing that Anthony is also getting, and it just that Anthony, I think, brings, like you said, it's kind of a risk reward with Anthony. Sometimes he can thread it into somebody and hit him in stride, and sometimes it gets picked off, but the message stays the same.
And I think it's got to be tough having a program, just personal. High school kids need to have confidence when they're out playing high school sports, and when Gering's lost the way they have for this long, and you see what's going on across town with all the success they have, you wonder if that just starts to become a confidence thing at times and how you're feeling about yourself. But look, Alliance last year was 0-9. They kind of transformed the way they went about things in the weight room over the summertime, and they've been able to put 4 wins on the board. Their schedule's played to their favor, but you don't have to look too far away mileage-wise. Just up at Alliance for a team that had a winless season, been able to turn things around, and they're feeling pretty good about things tonight with their 4th win of the year, back over 500.
All right, so as we said, your final score of 42-14. I'd like to thank Chris for coming in, doing color here tonight. We appreciate that, and of course, all of our KNEB.TV crew tonight, our producer, engineer, and scoreboard operator tonight, TJ Albright, and the camera operators, Jayton Cranmore, along with Joshua Heddleston and Kirsten Knab were the camera operators tonight, doing a great job tonight. And, of course, doing another great job back at the KNDB studios, Beretta Coates. So we'd like to thank all them. And one last time here from Gering's Memorial Stadium, I'm Jeff Kelly. Good evening, everyone.